So Ruben Amorim's first day as head coach of Manchester United ends with Ruud van Nistelrooy departing. United confirmed at 5 p.m. this evening on their official website that Ruud has left the club. Football truly is a brutal game, but this is the start of a new era, and Ruben arrives with his own team of coaches who've been with him from the start. They know how to implement the way Ruben wants United to play, so it's hard to find any fault with this outcome, especially as Ruud and Ruben have never worked together. They've got no obvious connection, and to be honest, there's only room for one leader at Manchester United, and that has to be our new head coach, Ruben Amorin. Much as I'm sad to see Ruud depart, it is refreshing to see that Ruben knows what he wants and is not shying away from big decisions. So Ruud departs along with 3 other United coaches, but the one survivor seems to be Darren Fletcher, who was kept on by both Rangnick and Erik ten Hag. And he seemed to be Ruud's right-hand man prior to his touchline ban that kept him off the bench on Sunday. That all means that 24 hours after celebrating that 3-0 win over Leicester, Ruud leaves with his legendary status very much intact, proudly boasting the highest win percentage of any manager in the history of this football club. It's clear that Ruud loves Manchester United, and the fans love Ruud. Maybe he will return as head coach one day. Meantime, he's certainly put himself very much in the shop window for a top job elsewhere, and I don't see Ruud turning up anywhere else as a number 2. Ruud is clearly a natural leader, and it makes little sense for him to stick around in a minor role just to see out his contract. If some of our players had taken the same attitude in recent years, I'm sure our squad would have evolved much quicker than it has. It's easy to see why the players respect Ruud so much, and I'm sure the players will be disappointed their relationship with Ruud has been terminated. None more so, I suspect, than Amad Diallo, who stepped up to a higher level during Ruud's interim period. I think one of Erik ten Hag's biggest mistakes was not giving Amad more minutes, especially after the Ivorian was easily United's standout player pre-season in America. We've also seen Casemiro and Ugarte form an outstanding partnership in midfield, and a return to form and goal-scoring prowess by skipper Bruno Fernandes. Now it's important for Ruben to build on those foundations laid by Ruud. He's got to connect with the players and win their respect as soon as possible. Seeing how his players at Sporting adored our new head coach, I don't see that being any kind of problem. In fact, rather than being demotivated by seeing Ruud depart, I expect the players to be hugely motivated once to get the players to buy in to the way he wants them to play. It's wrong to have unrealistic expectations of instant success, but there's no reason why Ruben can't make quick progress. I think this squad has a lot more to offer than the critics would have you believe, and seeing the way the players have improved in the past fortnight can only help Ruben. I'm sure he's hugely appreciative of the work done by Ruud in changing the whole mood around the football club. That certainly makes Ruben's job that little bit easier, because the confidence instilled by winning is so important in top-class sport. Ruud van Nistelrooy has done so much more than steady the ship following the premature departure of Erik ten Hag. Ruud's 3 wins in 4 unbeaten matches have laid the foundations for United to make this a successful season after all. Just 4 points off the top 4 in the Premier League as we go into the international break. We're also in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup and very much still in contention in the Europa League. But it's more than that. There's a new belief that we can get much more out of these players. Ruud found a way to make our football fun again. It's such a promising base to build on for Ruben Amorim, who now starts his reign as United's first ever head coach. It's the start of a brave new direction at this football club, with a head coach rather than a manager. This is a new regime imposing a new structure. But with that change, I offer a few notes of caution amidst all the renewed optimism at the football club. My one big fear is a new structure created by INEOS means time is a luxury that Ruben can't take for granted. As we've seen at Nice, where INEOS have the same type of setup, the coach is easily replaced if he doesn't deliver. INEOS have burned through 7 head coaches in 5 years at Nice. Only Patrick Vieira, the man in charge when INEOS took over, survived more than 1 year. While I know United's global fan base are all hugely optimistic about Ruben's prospects at United, It's clear that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is a man in a hurry. He's already made it clear he wants United to be challenging for the title by the time the club celebrates our 150th anniversary just 2 seasons from now. Ruben arrives with a 2.5-year contract, but it does feel like the new structure facilitates a quick turnover if our new head coach doesn't deliver quickly enough. It's not a model that we're used to at Old Trafford, but it's the way football has evolved. And as I said earlier, football is brutal. The only way to guarantee longevity is to win silverware and to at least be competing for the biggest prizes. Until United are back winning Premier League titles, there's no job security. That's not a negative thought, it's just a realistic one. I sincerely hope that Ruben is the new special one and that Ruben can make the most of the genuine momentum created by Ruud. It goes without saying that we all hope that Ruben can succeed where all before him at United have failed ever since Fergie retired. But there's no guarantee Ruben will get the time he needs if things don't progress quickly enough, as Eric found out despite being given a new contract only a few weeks before he was fired. Remember, Sir Jim and INEOS only took over management of the football side of the business less than a year ago. That's why Ruben really owes Ruud big time. He owes Ruud for handing United over in such a healthy position, a much healthier position than where we were when Ruud was put in charge 2 weeks ago. A much better starting position than he could have walked into. The positive energy around the football club is unrecognisable from where we were when Ruud was put in temporary charge. And that's very much something to be thankful for. We all know Ruben arrives with an excellent CV and the reputation of being a really, really top coach. We were in exactly the same position when Eric arrived 2.5 years ago. But like Ten Hag, Ruben and his coaching team have never managed in the Premier League. And that's another note of caution. With due respect to what Ruben has achieved at Sporting, there's no comparison with being in the hot seat of the world's most talked about football club. That's why we're all waiting to see just how Ruben performs when he's facing the TV cameras as United's head coach. What we've already seen of Ruben in Portugal has been hugely impressive. Now we all want to see Ruben show the players, the fans and the media that he's got a big enough personality to manage Manchester United when he's sitting in that hot seat. Not just in this honeymoon period, but after we've seen a setback or two. Ruben has to show the world that he's a boss who means business. From what we've seen so far of Ruben Amorim, he's clearly got confidence and charisma. I hope he can keep that confidence and charisma in the glare of United's global spotlight.